What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Cinema Center at South by Southwest 2026. I'm Perri Nemiroff, and I'm back here with another Collider interview. The team behind Drag.
Drag, baby. Drag.
I don't know quite what I was expecting going into your movie, but it was not what you gave me, and I mean that as the highest compliment. This movie kept me on my toes so much. Clearly, I know what your movie is, but because our audience might first learn about it through this interview, I will give one of you these honors. Can you give us a brief synopsis of Drag?
Drag is about two sisters who are amateur burglars. They break into a house and one of them throws out their back. And then it is a race to get out of the house before the homeowner comes home. But everything goes off the rails to its most maximalist.
Very much so. I love asking this question when I am fascinated by a narrative. Can you two tell me what idea number one was, the thing that started this all, but then also if you had a break story moment along the way, something that made you think like this drag concept feels whole and ready to go now?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great question. We both have experienced back pain. We both have been immobilized and had to figure out how to get around our houses and had partners who helped us out in the process.
In different ways.
And we thought, what is the funniest, craziest situation that we could put this into? And that became Drag. And I think the moment that broke the story for us was when Greg brought in something that kind of sets off the story. I don't want to give too much away, but a violent moment that sets things off early in the film, and we realized that's kind of the movie, and that's what we want to go with.
Fair enough. I'll leave it at that for now. For everybody else here, this feels like a really ambitious concept to pull off in general, but correct me if I'm wrong, this is a feature debut for both of you, right?
It is.
That really something else. Can anyone tell me what it was that you saw in the two of them when you first met that signaled to you, like, not only will they actually be able to pull this off, but I'll be in good hands with them too?
Yeah. Well, when Lucy and Jake, partners at Jersey Films, Second Avenue, they sent me the script, and I think you were in at page 40. I was in. There was a particular moment earlier on in the movie where I just cringed to the nth degree. I almost fell off the sofa, and I just said, you know what? Let me call him. I didn't even finish the whole thing. I just said, I'm going to finish it right now, but I am in 100%. This is deep stuff.
Yeah, the movie's almost like minimalist in that it's just all physical, and it's like this very simple concept, but it's all about execution. We're just like, oh my God, how the hell are we going to do this? And then we met them, and they had planned everything out. They had amazing storyboards and ideas for everything, and we were just like, okay, these guys are going to let the story shine through filmmaking, which is what we got so excited about.
I was so offended when I read it. I said, I got to meet these two assholes to think that I could play this part. No, I'm kidding. It's so wonderful to be able to trust, young filmmakers, and I'm so grateful that they took a chance on me because, as you know, it's quite a different role for me. But I just love to watch Danny and the DeVito family like bring in these young, smart, talented young men and women, of course. I'm just grateful to be part of it.
Yeah, and also obviously, the Lucy was part of this from closer to the inception of the whole thing. But for the rest of us, I think with first-time filmmakers with small movies, it's a leap of faith. You have no idea, if it's going to work or not. The only thing I guess you have control over is slightly the experience in making it, but it's completely out of your hands. But I also feel like a lot of times, if you're lucky, first-time filmmakers are so prepared, way more so, you're not resting on anything. And really, it felt like every single moment was storyboarded and they had already acted it out with themselves.
Is there footage of this?
There are many photos.
There's a full storyboard with just Greg and Raviv.
Give me some physical media extras. I would love to see this.
Got lots.
I want to come back to the two of you to ask a little bit about working with the DeVito family, because you all getting behind this idea is really something else and it should be celebrated. What is something about them as a producing team that not only helped you get Drag off the ground, but make your movie the way you wanted?
It was exactly that. They championed the script from the beginning, and they just wanted us to make the version of the movie that we wanted. And I don't really know. It's simple, but they were just amazing from the beginning.
Yeah, I mean, Jersey Film Second Avenue was the dream team to have produced our film because they are such champions of film and the wisdom that Danny brings and the energy that and wits that Jake and Lucy bring to the table is absolutely invaluable. And to be brought into a familial atmosphere and make a film in that way is just the dream.
I love hearing that you had it. And I love that all of you are going to give more filmmakers that in the future, too.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
And
That's the plan.
once you're in, you're family.
It does feel like that. It really, really does.
I'm
And
obsessed with the
Totally.
idea of filmmaking families, whether it's related by blood or not. So
Yeah.
the fact that you're doing a little of both, like, keep growing.
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
And for a little baby movie, I mean, I felt very well taken care of, like more so than in much bigger things. Like it really, you guys are very good at producing movies.
Of the utmost importance with something like this. Lizzy and Lucy, I'll come your way now to talk a little bit about playing big screen sisters here, because it does feel like this whole movie might collapse if you don't cast these two roles absolutely perfectly. So can you each tell me the first thing you saw in the other that made you know to your core, like, that is the perfect person to play my on-screen sister?
Guess that's more you because you made that decision.
No, I mean, for me, it was just Lizzy makes me laugh so hard, and I don't know. I feel like we have the more I get to know you, I feel like we're very similar, and we both grew up in LA. I don't know. It's just we have a similar kind of background in a way and sense of humor, and
Definitely.
it just it just clicked.
Yeah, from the jump. It
Yeah.
was like we had never met. We have many, many mutual friends, but we had never met.
Right.
And from the very first Zoom table read, it was like, oh yeah, that's fully how I imagined the other role. And hopefully this is how she imagined it. And it was just easy.
Yeah,
It was too easy, creepily easy.
It was easy and really, really fun.
Totally.
I'm
So
not
much fun.
surprised to hear that, because I feel like that quality does radiate off screen in the finished product. Lizzy, I have to ask you about the physicality here. I guess what surprised you most about what would be necessary to play a character who throws her back out?
I think with any film, but specifically drag, you just have to take it in bite-sized pieces. If you try to eat the whole thing at once, it's that's impossible. I don't know how I would even begin to tackle that. And so it really was, again, the storyboards were really helpful, and just trying to pitch the performance so it didn't all feel like it was at a 10, but finding moments where it could be lower. And yet it was all on the page, from the beginning. And so it didn't require too much heavy lifting just from an acting perspective. And I mean, Lucy was the one literally dragging me around. So everybody thinks it was harder for me, but it was way harder for her. And honestly, I tweaked my back when I was doing something to John at the very tail end of the shoot. And I had 4 or 5 days of actual back pain. Thank God that shit did not happen at the beginning, because that would have been a very different experience, I think, making this movie.
I
Definitely.
also hear you got to work with an A+ stunt coordinator.
Oh my God.
He is incredible.
Drew was the stunt
Leary.
coordinator on the one and only feature I ever made, and he is a lovely individual.
Oh, really?
Cool. What was it?
I love looking at what he's gone up and up and
He's
up.
amazing.
Too. Watching him
Amazing.
soars everything. My movie was called Child Eater. It is nowhere near the quality of your movie, but I'm still very proud of
Can't wait
it.
to watch
So
Drew
rad.
was the best. We did stretching circles every
That's
morning.
true.
And a lot of the
important.
stunts needed so much choreography and planning, and him and his whole team just came and surprised us every day and
Yeah.
created something totally unusual and hilarious. And
I've
it's
never
incredible.
seen better stunts, practical stunts ever on anything.
I love hearing that. I just love hearing good things about him and seeing that he's doing more and more every passing day. Christina, I'll come your way because I'm going to ask a big group question in a minute, but it kind of is tied together with this. I'm trying to phrase this question without necessarily spoiling anything, but you're also in for a pretty big physical performance challenge here. And it's something that I think is well known for being something that's very tough for an actor to sell. So I guess kind of going back to what Lizzy was saying in terms of taking it from a 1 to an 11, what was it like calibrating that kind of performance and figuring out how big or small to take it?
Yeah, similar to Lizzy. I mean, I felt like we were in safe hands with Greg and Raviv, and they really had when you're with directors, when they know what they want, it's such a safe place as an actor because they both come in and they're like, let's start it here. We'll build. Don't worry. We have a couple takes to get there, but let's play around. And what was nice about that was there was no improv. I said the lines exactly how they were written. It was a very tight script, and then we went for it, and those are the shots. So I give them all the credit for that.
You go for it to great effect, though. You should be proud of what you accomplished here because it's not easy.
Everyone here is just to say is making it sound very easy, but just let it be known that each of these roles are incredibly difficult to pitch, and they all just do it so beautifully. I can't wait for people to see this film.
I'll come back to that other question I was teasing in a quick second. But John, one thing I really wanted to ask you about, in general, I love asking actors for their aha moment when playing a new character, but especially here where he is such a curious individual, what is the first thing you did either in prep or on set that made you stop and go, I know exactly how to play him now?
May I say, Perri, that you asked the best questions. It's so much better than mainstream media. Like it's really smart, and we really appreciate you taking the time to ask really good questions like this. It's important.
Thank you for saying that. It means a lot.
I mean it.
Kiss. I might get fired.
I don't. I was asking my agent to find me something kind of Christmassy, Hallmarky, and this is what they do. I've been looking for roles like this, and I think that I think I could get away with at least the beginning part of wanting to take the journey. Okay, well, let's see what he's going to do, and then then it gets darker. I really wanted to change my look. I put brown contacts in. I thought that would help. I thinned out my very thick eyebrows to give it, and Adam put a little point. I don't know if you guys noticed.
Oh, we noticed.
And freaked my wife out for a long time, and a long time after. I watched a lot of documentaries on these type of figures. We're going back to trust with these guys, and it's very hard for me to trust people sometimes. And after about a day or two, I was like, just tell me where, go, how. So I guess right. I think the Jolly, the music is incredible, this Bonzo Dog Band. And I think when they played me that song and juxtaposition to that scene that gets very dark and weird, and then starting to see the costumes, when he switches into wearing a painter's, he's a Picasso, type guy. And also I just really got into, he did all the paintings. I'm a painter too, but I just took it as like, it's a different look at beauty and what beauty is different to different people. But to me, beauty was different, and I needed to make more of that beauty. I just wanted to be a good painter. That's really where I started with.
Okay. That's a good starting point, and there's so much more to explore for people who eventually do see the movie. I want to go back to that one question I want to pose to all of my actors here, and then I must sadly let you go. I love asking this question. What is the seemingly simple, everyday thing that a human being does that is the most difficult to replicate on set believably as an actor?
She did what you were talking about, and you could say she played drunk. That's the hardest thing, and she was so incredible with that.
I will say waking up naturally is so hard. You try to do a yawn, and you're just like, oh gosh, and you're real close. That's a hard one. Good.
You nailed that. Yeah. You woke up so beautifully.
Who else has one?
Knowing where to put your hands when you're just standing.
Totally.
That's true to life, too.
Yeah, exactly. Just just being in the background, trying to figure out what to do if you don't have anything to do, which is why, in a way, this was sort of easy because I didn't have to know where to put my hands. I was on the ground the whole time. So thank you.
I agree with you. Some of the physical stuff just frees you up so much that sometimes the stillness is the hardest because as humans, you're not really always still, but you don't, it's it's an interesting thing to be still.
You know what else too? For a woman, an actress especially, not having to look attractive.
Yes.
Is so liberating.
Yes.
And I think having to, usually you have to try to infuse it a little bit. And this was nah.
Mm-mm. Yeah, we
Be
You were
free.
still attractive.
Thank you,
All
John.
three of you, and they just
Well,
these
you
three
had to be
beautiful women.
Yeah,
They decided
you had to be attractive.
You had to be attractive enough for all of it.
they decided to make me the nude one in the movie. The most beautiful girls, and I'm the.
Stamos, we know whose booty people want to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know what the people
I
want.
gotta let you all go. Keep promoting your
thank
movie.
you.
I also, just because I didn't get to it, Patrick Stump did the music.
Patrick Stump was incredible.
I already thought the world of him for obvious reasons, but seeing what he's doing in the film and television space, like, my God,
Unreal.
what a talented dude.
He's
Really something
incredible.
else. Whole production. Again, you kept me on my toes, and I love a movie that has that effect on me. Huge congratulations on Drag. Thanks for coming by.
Thank you.